Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday only here on YouTube. Want to welcome you to the October 14th, 2023 50's and 60's edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. We'll be joining Oldies and More Radio beginning at midnight tonight. And thank you all for being here on this horrible, horrible night, at least here in New York City. It's pouring rain. Today was a bad day, terrible day today, but sit back for the next 3 hours. Got some cool 45's out of my collection, lots of your requests, and we opened up tonight's 50's edition with tenor saxophonist Red Prysock on the Mercury record label with Rock and Roll. That's the name of the tune. It came out in February 55. It's a song he wrote. It was his fourth of 21 releases on the Mercury record label. Now, prior to Mercury, he recorded for the Red Robin label. I think I featured a couple of his songs here to open up the program. But after Mercury, which was in 1962, he recorded with King Records, but our instrumental opener from February 55, Red Prysock and his orchestra, Mercury Records with Rock and Roll. That's what we're going to be doing tonight with your requests. So we open up here with an up-tempo request for listener Amnon. And it's this group out of New Haven, Connecticut, and the group's debut single, their first of two on the Anko label, tune written by the second tenor of the group. His name is Marty Ganter, but it features Rick Fisher on lead. Let's go to April of 1957. My condition is not that good. I would call it a G condition copy. Was never able to upgrade this. I mean, it plays okay, but it's a rough copy. But I couldn't find a nice mint copy of this record, unfortunately. I'm interested in one if anybody has it, but it's trashed. And it's okay, but let's give a listen to the Academics. The Academics with Dave Fisher on lead. This is going out to Amnon. It's called Too Good to Be True.
Womp doo-be-doo, womp doo-be-doo, womp doo-be-doo, oh. Womp doo-be-doo, womp doo-be-doo, womp doo-be-doo, oh. When I first met her, she loved somebody else. I thought that I could change her mind, have her for myself, but I guess I really know she was too good to be true. Oh, 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 oh. I tried and I tried to make her love me too. If she would only trust in me, I'd prove my love is true. But I guess I really know she was too good to be true. Oh, 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 oh. When I went to see her, she made me think she cared. I thought that she loved me too, and love we could share. Now I'm all alone, thinking of you. Why did you break my heart, leave me oh so blue? But I guess I really know she was too good to be true. Oh, 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 oh. When I went to see her, she made me think she cared. I thought that she loved me too, and love we could share. Now I'm all alone, thinking of you. Why did you break my heart, leave me oh so blue? But I guess I really know she was too good to be true. Oh, 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 oh,
There you go with trashy 45's here on a Saturday evening. That's by request For Amnon, the Academics with David Fisher on lead, April 1957. That's their debut single on the Anko label. Too Good to Be True. Rockin' Ed mentioned in the chat room that Dave Fisher went on to form the Highwaymen in 1961. They recorded for United Artists Records. You may know their big hit, Michael Row the Boat Ashore. Hallelujah. That was the tune. He had a big hit with that, but prior to that, as a member of the Academics. Johnny G trying to be academic here on a Saturday. I am your teacher for the night here. So let's count down the music chronologically here. We do that on the 50s and early 60s edition. And here's a flip side from last week. Played a request for listener Daniel Kubacki by the great Four Buddies. The Four Buddies out of, what were they out of? They were out of Baltimore, Maryland, I thought. Yeah, but the song was called You're a Part of Me. And, they were out of Baltimore, Maryland. And Daniel requested the flip side. I think Big Dave Swinger said this was one of his favorite jump tunes, so we'll send it out to Big Dave Swinger in the chat room. I don't know if Daniel's in the chat room. I didn't see him in there. But either way, we're going to flip this 45 over. They had 8 releases on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy Records, and this one is their 6th, written by the lead singer, Leon Harrison, actually Leon Larry Harrison, May 1952. The Four Buddies on Savoy for Daniel and Big Dave Swinger. It's called Story Blues.
Tell you the story, cause you ain't heard the news. That woman's got sense that she ain't never used. She broke my heart and she will break yours too. Yes, broke my heart and she will break yours too. The story goes she broke quite a few. Well, I'm telling you the story. Be a man, play your part. Tell her you don't want no jiving right in front before you start that story. That's the way it goes. Take it from me because I am the guy who knows. Your man play your part. Tell you don't want no jive. Right in front before you start that story. That's the way it goes. Take it from me because I am the guy who knows. Just take it from me because I am the guy who knows.
As Johnny G gets caught here, typing in the... I got to multitask here. That's what, see, people don't know how hard it is. It's very easy to drag an MP3 to a player, but when you're working 5 things at the same time. 2 turntables, Facebook, texts, the chat room, Charlene, and other things. It's very difficult to do, but I apologize for that. That is a cool rockin' tune there by the Four Buddies there. Larry Harrison on lead. He wrote the tune May 1952. That's on Savoy Records. Story Blues. That's going out to Daniel Kubacki. We'll send it out to Big Dave Swinger also as we continue here. Let's move into 1954 now with this request for listener Gordy Freeman. This group is out of Washington, D.C. ABC. They first recorded for Chess Records back in 1952. This is their second overall release. It came out on Don Robey's Peacock record label out of Houston, Texas. The tune written by the lead singer. His name is Scotty Mansfield. Now, this group included Leroy Flack. He was the bass of the group, who was in fact Roberta Flack's brother as a member of this group. Let's go to November of 1954 for the Clefs. The Clefs on the Peacock label. This is going out to Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. It's called I'll Be Waiting. Those are the Clefs there from November 1954. That's on Don Robey's Peacock record label out of Houston, Texas. That's by request for listener Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. I'll Be Waiting, that with Scotty Mansfield on lead with their next release. Came out on the Peacock label. They recorded as Scotty Man and the Masters. That was in 1956, that release. Johnny G here on a Saturday. If you're new to the program, just seeing it for the first time, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the bell to receive all notifications when we go live. I'll be live next this coming Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a collector's gospel show with my guest host, Bill Olb. We're bringing a whole bunch of gospel 45's here. We did the test on, when was it? We did the test on Thursday, and a lot of reaction from that. So that's going to be a great show. So you want to tune in on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 to 4, for Bill Olb and Johnny G here in the revamped studios for future guests here on the program. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. We stay in 1954, and this is a request for Mike Sape. I didn't see Mike Sape in the chat room. Well, Mike Sape listening in Connecticut. He wants to send this one out to Jimmy Amato. I saw Jimmy Amato in the chat room. Also, Joe Shacatano, he's in our chat room, and Chuck in Ohio wants to send this tune out to all you three guys here. The lead singer of this group we just heard as a member of the Four Buddies on the Savoy label. And after he left the Four Buddies, he formed this group, and that was back in 1953. They called themselves the Barons. They recorded 2 for the Decca label. This was their second release. Another song he wrote. Larry Harrison wrote this tune, and he is on lead here. This is by request from Mike Sape, sending it out to Jimmy, Chuck, and Joe, the Barons, from October 54 on the Decca label. It's called Forget About Me.
You'll never know, my dear, what you've done to me. Cause me tears and great miseries, but I hope you are happy, hope you are pleased. You should just forget about me. You said I was evil, so mean and unkind. I was the cause of bad things on your mind. So I hope you are happy, I hope you are pleased. You should just forget about me. You said it was my fault, I was always being caught doing whatever was wrong. But for a few little thrills, with the flame of your will, you gave me a bitter pill. Darling, to you I know this may sound strange, or say what you may, but my love will not change. So I hope you are happy, I hope you are pleased. You should just forget about me. Darling, to you I know this may sound strange. Do or say what you may, but my love will not change. So I hope you are happy, I hope you are pleased. You should just forget about me.
That's a great tune there by request from Mike Sape in Connecticut, and going out to Jimmy Amato, Chuck Mitchell, and Joe Shacatano. October 1954, Larry Harrison again returns, this time with the Barons on the Decca label, Forget About Me. Don't forget about Johnny G. I'm here from 9 p.m. Eastern time till midnight. We're going to get done earlier tonight because I have like 49 records to play tonight. Sometimes I've gotten up to 65, but anyway, I know a lot of the UK listeners are at that bash. I forget the name of it, the Big Bash, the Jamboree, wherever that's being held, somewhere over in the UK. But let's continue here. Let's move into 1955 now with this request for Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room as this singer. He's from New Orleans, Louisiana. His name, Bernie Williams. And this is his lone release that came out on the Imperial record label, the tune written by Dave Bartholomew, A&R guy for Imperial Records, and there is an uncredited group backing him up on this. They are known as the Scrubs, but they also backed up Dave Collins on a release on the Imperial record label. But the Scrubs in reality were the Hawks that they also recorded on the Imperial label. And this is going out to Joe Shacatano, Bernie Williams, and the Uncredited Scrubs, a.k.a. the Hawks, from August 55 on Imperial. It's called Why Fool Yourself, for Joe.
Why fool yourself and try to stay away from me? Oh, darling, can you see what you are doing to you and me? Why fool yourself and try to love somebody else? Oh, darling, can you see what you are doing to you and me? Why can't you hide your foolish pride and come running to my side? Won't you please let yourself go? I won't hurt you. No, no, no. So fool yourself and try to love somebody else. Oh, darling, can you see what you are doing to you and me? Why fool yourself and try to stay away from me? Oh, darling, can you see what you are doing to you and me?
Yeah, they like that one there in the YouTube chat room. That is a request for listener Joe Shacatano, Bernie Williams and the Uncredited Scrubs, a.k.a. the Hawks, backing him up August 1955 on Imperial. It's called Why Fool Yourself. This group also backed up Joan Scott on Imperial. That is a 45 that I do have in the collection. Let's stay in 1955 with this request for UK listener Indrajit Advani. He wants to send this one out to Record Hound in Canada, going out to Darren in Canada, and this group goes way back to 1922. I think I featured maybe 3 records during my entire time on the Vinyl Treasure show by this group, but they were like very early R&B sound, actually almost like a popish sound for them. And my grandfather used to listen to this group way back in 1922, have a ton of releases on the Decca label. And I think they do really the original version of Gloria, or that has been modified, though. I have played that here on the program. But Indrajit wants to send this one out to Darren, and here are the Mills Brothers, this song written by Cy Oliver and Sid Garris, and Cy Oliver and his orchestra backing them up. But this song was first recorded. How could Cy Oliver write this record? It was first done by Tommy Dorsey back in 1944 on the RCA or the Victor label. But this, believe it or not, was a #1 record on WJR in Detroit, Michigan. From April 1955, here are the Mills Brothers on Decca Records, and the tune called Opus 1.
Oh, baby.
I'm racking my brain to think of a name to give to this tune so very can croon. And maybe old Bing will give it a fling, and that'll start everyone humming a thing. The melody's dumb, repeat and repeat, but if you can swing, it's got a good beat. And that's the main thing to make it complete, 'cause everyone's swinging today. So we call it Opus 1. It's not for Sammy K. It's Opus 1. It's got to swing, not sway. If Mr. Les Brown can make it renowned, and Ray Anthony could rock it for me, there's never a doubt you'll knock yourself out whenever you can hear Opus 1. I'm racking my brain to think of a name to give to this tune so Perry can croon. And maybe old Bing will give it a fling, and that'll start everyone humming the thing. The melody's dumb, repeat and repeat, but if you can swing, it's got a good beat. And that's the main thing to make it complete, 'cause everyone's swinging today. So we call it Opus 1. It's not for Sammy K. It's Opus 1. It's got to swing, not sway. Maybe if Mr. Les Brown could make it renowned, and Ray Anthony, he could rock it for me, no doubt. Out. It's Opus 1.
There you go. Big response from the Mills Brothers there. You tell me how many group harmony shows play the Mills Brothers. You hear it here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. There you go. That's a by request for a listener, UK listener, Indrajit Advani, and he wants to send that one out to Record Hound Darren in our YouTube chat room. Those are the Mills Brothers, April 1955, on the Decca label, their version of Opus 1. I had so many Mills Brothers 45's in my collection. Of course, I've been picking them up for $1 because a lot of the group harmony dealers, they were selling me, I was running labels, hundreds, thousands of labels. So all the Mills Brothers stuff was coming to me for $1. You really can't go wrong for that. Some of them are pretty cool records, I'd have to say. Anyway, let's continue here, and we stay in 1955. Here's a flip side from last week, as I played the flip of this for UK listener Indrajit Advani. He requested the Medallions, actually the B-side to their third release on Dootsy Williams' Dutone record label, a song called Speedin'. Went into that, all my speeding tickets that I was able to get out of, knock on wood. But California listener Josue Perez mentioned that the A-side was one of his favorites by this group, a song written by group member Randolph Bryant, who is the lead singer on this. But Vernon Green, normally the lead singer of the Medallions, but he comes in on the recitation section, very similar to how he did it with an earlier release called The Letter. This charted number 5 on WJAS in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you were tuned in back then, let's go to May of 1955. The Medallions on the Dutone label. This is for Josue. It's called Edna.
Dum da dum da dum da dum da da da. Edna, you are my only love. I swear by the stars above, will you
My darling, I want you. I need you. Really, I do. Oh, how I long to thrill you through and through. I think of you each day. Dream of you each night. Dream of holding you. Oh, so tight. Please, Edna, say you will be my
I pray, each night and day. Oh, how I pray. How could you leave me this way? Please come back and stay. Come back and stay. Come back and stay. Oh, Edna, Edna, when you kiss me, Edna, Edna, you make me feel so good. Please come back to me. Come back to me. Come back to me. Please come back to me.
There you go. That's going out to a California listener, Josue Perez, The Sound of the Medallions. The Medallions there from May 1955. That is with Randolph Bryan on lead, probably writing about his girlfriend, Edna. That one there on Dootsy Williams' Dutone record label. We stay in 1955 with a B-side from last week, played for Kenny Mack, Ain't Got the Money, by a group called the Mellow Harps, their first of three on the Tin Pan Alley record label. That featured Joe Grouder on lead. As we're going to flip this 45 over, this was my pick. I don't think Daryl, you didn't request this side. At least Charlene didn't have it down. But it's a great ballad on the flip side. This is on the Tin Pan Alley record label. It features the high falsetto lead of Vernon Staley. Vernon Staley on lead. This is December 55. The Mellow Harps with I Love Only You.
I love you. Oh, my darling, I do.
December 1955. That's the first of three on Tin Pan Alley for the Mellow Harps. I think that's the A side of the 45. I Love Only You. Vernon Staley on lead there. No, Brian, that was not Norm's copy. I bought this one from some guy Marty when he was at the flea market, the Yonkers Raceway flea market. I mentioned it last week that this was, and I don't know what Brad. Somebody wrote their name on there. Brad, I think, was the writer. I could probably take that off, but I'm afraid to mess around with the labels. Johnny G here on a Saturday. I hope you're digging on the tunes. Again, if you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it too. Nobody does this as we continue here, and we move into 1956 here with a request for listener Bob Hannes, who's in our YouTube chat room. This great group out of Baltimore, Maryland, had 12 releases on the Atlantic label between 1951 and 1957. Now, Bob requested their 11th tune, written by Neil Sedaka and Howie Greenfield. They were writing for vocal groups back then, and it features the great lead here, Ernie Warren on lead, and Dan Romanello used to use this as his closing theme of the R&B Review. I do remember that. So this is from July 1956, going out to Bob Hannes in our YouTube chat room. The sound of the Cardinals. Cardinals on Atlantic. The song is called The End of the Story for Bob.
It's the end of the story, for I find you're no longer mine. You were mine once upon a time, but you found someone new. All the glamour and glory that you found in a new romance left my heart without half a chance to prove my love for you is true. Someday you'll awake and your heart will break, for you're bound to discover his love isn't true, and that is why you can't judge a book by its cover. Lover, now it's all over. There's no use for pretending now. There can't be a happy ending now. Not for me or for you. That's the end of my story, but I still love you.
A great sound there by Ernie Warren and the Cardinals, by request for Bob Hannes in our YouTube chat room. July 1956, The End of the Story. What a great record that is. And it is not the end of the story, not till midnight tonight. Maybe a little bit of overtime, we'll see. But let's continue here with the requests as we stay in 1956. This one by request for Edmund Williams. Was nice chatting with Edmund on Facebook Manager a little bit the other night, and he wants to send this one out to all the YouTube chatters, as this group, they hail from Newark, New Jersey, and they had just one release on George Goldner's G record label. The group included Nelson Martin, It doesn't say. Nelson Martin, Bill Wright, Melvin Maxwell. He was a bass, I think. The lead singer of the group, his name is Bernard Lynn. Bernard Lynn on lead. This is from October 1956. They were called the Angels. The Angels on the G label. The song is called Glory of Love. This is for Edmund Williams, going out to all the YouTube chatters.
You got to
Give a little, take a little, let your boy break a little.
give a little,
Doopy-doop,
take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of,
story of
that's the glory of
Give a
love.
little, take a little, let your boy break
You
a
got to laugh a little,
Doopy-doop,
cry a little, and let the clouds roll by a little. That's the story of,
story of
that's the glory of love.
glory of love.
As love is there, the two of us, we've got this world and all of its charms. But when the world is through with us, we shall have each other's arms. You've got to
Take a little, let your boy break a little.
win a little, lose a little, and always have the blues a little. That's the story of,
Story of
that's the glory of love. The glory of love.
There you go. The sound of the Angels there. The sound of the Angels here. I'm looking for Charlene, you're right. I missed what did I do here? I did something wrong is what I did. Unless I got the wrong page here. Hold on a second. Oh, yes, I do. 10, 11. Oh, wait, I'm missing a page. 10, 11. Where is page 12? Where is page 12? Hold on a second, folks. Johnny G losing his... I'm telling you, I am losing my mind here. Got to open page 12. It would help. Missed a You see, my printer ran out of 11... Oh, there you go. Okay, folks, sorry about that. We will continue here. There you go. They like that tune there in the YouTube chat room. That is the sound of the Angels from October of 1956. It's by request for Edmund Williams, going out to all the YouTube chatters, their version of the tune Glory of Love. It's on George Goldner's G record label. How about a twin spin on George Goldner's G record label? This one in October of 1956. This next one earlier in the year of oops, I got to go on the screen, of January of 1956. And this group is out of New York. They were called the Valtones, but not the same group from Baltimore. They had this one release on George Goldner's G record label, written by group member Leonard Lawson and Jake, I can't read it, Briggs. There you go. It's a great two-sided 45. I think, Butch, you will agree. This is from January 1956, the Valtones on G. It's called Have You Ever Met an Angel?
Have you ever met an angel who could break your heart in two? Have you ever met an angel who could fall in love with you? Have you ever met an angel who could love, yes, love you too? Have you ever seen an angel with a sign of love for you? I hope you will be my angel, for I'm loving you. How I need, yes, need an angel who would not break my heart too. Have you ever met a true one who could love you too? Have you ever met an angel who could break your heart in two? Yes, I've met an angel, and that one is you. Have you ever met an angel who could break your heart in two? Yes, I've met an angel, and that one is you. Who could break your heart in two?
That's a twin spin on George Goldner's G record label. There you go, the Valtones, January 1956 release, Have You Ever Met an Angel? I think I have another copy of that record, by the way. Not as clean as that, of course. And Spence sold me that one. I forget what I paid, but it wasn't cheap. I wouldn't call it. It was okay. He sold it to me at a good price, I have to admit, but I needed an upgrade. But I do have a lesser condition of that 45. Let's continue here as we go to Harlem, New York, and let's stay with the Angel theme, as this is a request for listener Kenny Mack, and I hope Kenny Mack's feeling better. We do. And this group had 3 releases on Morty Kraft's Melba record label. You know, their first release was their biggest hit, a song called Church Bells May Ring. Their second release, what's the B-side here? Was called Do You Love Me? I think that was it. Was that it? I'm losing my mind tonight, I will tell you that. But we're going to play the flip side of that. A nice ballad, another, believe it or not, another tune written by Neil Sedaka and Howie Greenfield, and it features Tony Middleton on lead. This is going out to Kenny Mack. We go to June of 1956 for the sound of the Willows. Tony Middleton and the Willows on the Melba label. It's called My Angel.
Angels up above, tell me who I
perfume. My heart is all aglow. My angel, ah, blessed day I found you. I'll keep my arms around you. I'll never let you go. Each day will be paradise with the kiss you gave. I swear I'll always love you for as long as I may live, my angel. High on a cloud, I'm coasting, singing out loud and toasting. I'm thanks to the heavens above, above. They sent me an angel to love.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. That one there by request for listener Kenny Mack. That's Tony Middleton and the Willows. That's their second release, or the B-side to their second release on the Melba label, My Angel, from June of 1956. This B-side resurrected as another B-side with their third release, as Daryl mentions, the flip side of Little Darling. Yes, and I've never seen this on there's Little Darling, which is the black label, but I've never seen this one, their second release, on the black label. They say it's on black. I've looked for it. I've just never seen it. Maybe it does exist. Maybe it's really a rare record. Who knows? But there you go. As we continue here, we stay in 1956. We go to Chicago, Illinois with this request for Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. It's by the Great Flamingos. Now, after leaving Parrot Records, they signed with Leonard Chess's Checker record label. They had 9 releases on the Checker label. This was the A-side to their third. It features the great Nate Nelson on lead. This charted number 2 on WILY if you were tuned in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's go to January 56 for the Flamingos. The Flamingos on Checker Records. This is for Gordy Freeman. It's called I'll Be Home.
I'll be home, my darling. Please wait there for me. We'll stroll along together. Once more, love will be free at the corner trust us. Each Saturday we would meet. I'd walk you out in the moonlight. All of these things we'll repeat. So, darling, as I write this letter, here's hoping you're thinking of me. My time's about up, so long until I'll be home to start serving you. I'll be home, my darling. Please wait there for me. We'll stroll along together. All of these things will repeat.
So, darling, as I write wrote this letter, here's hoping, yes, hoping you're thinking of me. Because my time's about up, doll. So long until I'll be home to start serving you.
I'll be home, my darling. Please wait there for me. We'll stroll along together all alone.
As by request for Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat from the Sound of the Flamingos, Nate Nelson, and the Flamingos, January 56. I'll Be Home is the name of the tune on the Checker label. Lots of those Checker records. I think, Alan Freed used to play those Checker singles. I think he did. Big promoter of the Flamingos. And, of course, the Moonglows, for sure. Let's continue here in 1956. Lots of requests in 1956. This is for UK listener Indrajit Advani. Wants to send this one out to Connecticut listener Mike Sape. And this group was really a family of brothers from Mobile, Alabama. And the heart of the group were twins, Claude and Clifford Trenier. And they recorded as the Treniers starting back in 1944, recorded for a bunch of labels: London, OK, Brunswick, Vic, Dot, and this label, plus others, Epic Records. This is on Epic Records, and I think it mentions on the label featuring Don Hill on alto sax. Let's go to March of 1956. The Treniers on the Epic label, by request for Indrajit Advani. This is going out to Mike Sape. It's called Rock and Roll Call.
Everybody get ready for the rock and roll call. Wayne, Lord, flipping milk, rock and roll is calling you. Gene, Don, and Jimmy too. Rock for me, I'll rock for you. Answer when the roll's called, rock when the roll's called. Everybody, one and all, rock and roll and have a ball. A, B, C, and D. Roll on down from A to Z. 1 plus 1 is 2. Rock and roll is calling you. Roger, Bobby, Goody, Jimmy, Millie, Money, and JoJo. Everybody have a ball. Roll call, everybody have a ball. C-A-T is cat, just improving where you're at. 2 plus 2 is 4, is everyone accounted for? And
Those are the Treniers. The Treniers by request for Injured Bonnie, sending it out to a listener, Mike Sape in Connecticut, March 56. Rock and Roll Call, that one there on Epic Records. Geez, we still got 3 more records in 1956. Let's go out to the West Coast this time with a request for listener Daniel Kubacki in our YouTube chat room. This is on Jake Porter's Combo record label, a group out of Los Angeles, California, had 4 releases on the Combo label. You know their biggest hit was their first release on Combo called Strange Love. They followed it up with this tune, and this side features George LeBrun on lead. This is their second of 4 on the Combo label. Let's give a listen to the Native Boys. The Native Boys going out to Daniel Kubacki in our YouTube chat room, March 56. It's called When I Met You. That's the sound of the Native Boys here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, March 1956. That's their second of 4 on Jake Porter's Combo label, When I Met You. Johnny G meeting you on a Saturday evening. Hope you're digging on the tunes. If you want to get in touch with me, send me your requests at vinyltreasures@aol.com. If I have the 45, I will play it for you. If I don't, well, then you're plumb out of luck. Maybe it'll turn up somewhere. Maybe don't request a very rare record. Well, you could. I might. If I have it on a bootleg or something, maybe I'll feature it, but I don't like to feature bootlegs here. I don't unless I absolutely have to. Although I have one second press coming up later on the show. I think it's for Adrian, the one that I found from a couple of weeks ago. But let's continue here in 1956. This is a flip side from last week. Featured the Young Lads for Ronnie Sherman, and played the up-tempo side last week called I'm in Love. This week, Darrell Letts requested the B-side, This group out of Brooklyn, New York. This is on Jack and William Angel's Neil label. Actually, this kicked off the label, the Neil record label. Probably the biggest hit on this label, the Monarchs? Pretty Little Girl, that would have to be the biggest hit on the label. This tune written by Les Cooper, who in 1962 would have a big instrumental hit called Wiggle Wobble, but he wrote this one for both sides of this record for the Young Lads. This is from August 56. It features a kiddie lead here, Ronnie Watson on lead. This is for Darrell Letts in our YouTube chat room, the Young Lads on Neil. It's called Moonlight.
Moonshines at night, light up the dawn. I love you, darling, so don't break my heart. Moonshines in the night, light up the dawn. I love you, darling, so don't break my heart. Moonshines in the night, moonshines on you, my love, my love. Moonshines in the night, moonshines on you. I love you, darling, so please say it's true. Moonshines in the night, moonshines on you, my dear, my dear. I see the moon and the moon sees me. Oh, God bless the moon. God bless me. Starlight, star bright, I wish I might, for you, darling, tonight. Moonshines in the night, moonshines on you. I love you, darling, so please say it's true. Moonshines in the night, moonshines on you, my
Quick ending there on that kiddie lead there. That's going out to Darrell Letts in our YouTube chat room. Those are the Young Lads. Ronnie Watson on lead. August 1956 on the Neil record label. That's their debut single, song entitled Moonlight. I have that on a 78 too. Good. They have there are other releases, I think, on Brunswick. I think they have a release on Brunswick and one other label, as Johnny G completely draws a blank. But let's stay one more record in 1956, and this is a request for listener Edmund Williams. Actually, it's an instrumental flip side. A few weeks ago, I think for Liam, I think you requested the Wrens on the Rama label, C'est La Vie. I think that was a few weeks ago, but the flip side is an instrumental version of the song, as done by Jimmy Wright and his orchestra. And Jimmy Wright, he was the house band for George Goldner's Rama and G labels for a bit. And it is a request for Edmund Williams. We're not shy to play instrumentals in the middle of the show. January 56, the flip side of the Wrens C'est La Vie. You get an instrumental version, saxophone version with Jimmy Wright and his orchestra on the Rama label, going out to Edmund. His rendition of the, or I should say Jimmy Wright's rendition of the tune, C'est La Vie. Jimmy Wright and his orchestra there with their rendition saxophone version there of C'est La Vie, January 56, George Goldner's Rama record label. The flip side are the Wrens with C'est La Vie. Johnny G not saying C'est La Vie yet. As we continue here, we move into 1957 with this request for listener Emnon, this group out of Long Island, New York. They had four brothers and a friend comprise this group. They recorded for William Henry Miller's Acme record label. With their debut single, they were backing up 12-year-old Richard Lanham on the song On Your Radio. This was their next release on the Acme record label from February 57. I found this in the wild for 15 cents, a box of records, about 50 records. The guy wanted 15 cents a piece. I scooped this one up. These are the Tempo Tones. The Tempo Tones on the Acme label, going out to Emnon. It's called Ride Along.
Ride along, baby, gonna ride along. Don't mean maybe gonna ride along. Ride till the break of dawn. Ride along, ride along, ride along, ride along. Sing my song, gonna ride along. Won't take long, gonna ride along. Ride till the break of dawn, break of dawn. The wind may blow, tears may fall, but I'll be on the move. You're the one now, so whoa. I'ma love you, have so. Gonna ride along, ride along, baby, gonna ride along. Going back home, gonna ride along. Ride till the break of dawn. Ride along, move. Ride along, move. Ride along, move. Go now, go now, go now, go now. Ride along, move. Ride along, move. Ride along, move. The wind may blow, tears may fall, but I'll be on the move. You're the one now, so go. I'ma love you, have a solo. Ride along, hoop. Ride along, hoop. Ride along, hoop. Go now, go now, go. Ride along. Ride along. Ride along. Ride along, ride along, ride along, ride along, ride along. Ride along. Ride along. Ride along, ride along, ride along, ride along, ride along. Ride along. Ride along. Ride along, ride along, ride along, ride along, ride along. Ride along. Ride along.
You definitely got your fill of saxophone with those last two records for sure. But there you go. Those are the Tempo Tones, February 57 on the Acme record label. Lots of cool records on the Acme record label. Do you have the Sunbeams on the Acme label? That, I think, is the hardest record to find on the label. But there you go. By request for Emnon, the Tempo Tones with Ride Along. As we ride along here for a Saturday evening, hope you're digging on the tunes here. Again, send me your requests at vinyltreasures@aol.com. We are in 1957. Let's go back to Chicago, Illinois. This is on Vivian Carter's VJ record label. This is a request for UK listener Indrajit Advani, and he wants to send this one out to Lenny G in our YouTube chat room there. This is going out to Lenny G. The Sound of the Dells here, their 7th release on the VJ record label. And this is the jump side here. This charted number... I can't see. I gotta get my eyes checked. Came in at number 8 on WAAF in Chicago, Illinois. That is a great station. I have a couple surveys of WAAF that I may be doing on the Thursday afternoon shows. But this is the Sound of the Dells from October 1957. Marvin Jr. on lead by request for Indrajit Advani, going out to Lenny G. The Dells with their tune called Time Makes You Change.
Time marches on marches time. Ding dong, sha-la-la-la. Well, time
October 1957, release there for the Dells on Vivian Carter's VJ record label. Request for Indrajit Advani in the UK, sending it out to Stroller Lenny G in our YouTube chat room. That's Marvin Jr. on lead. Time makes you change. Yes, it does. Is it for the better, folks? Maybe for the wiser, but what about the looks and the body? I don't know. You got to keep it up, guys. Johnny G I tried that CPAP machine last. Oh my God, it was horrible. Horrible. It was too dry. I have to somehow put up the I had to go to a class on Friday to learn how to use this machine, and I only could keep it on for about an hour and 36 minutes. I couldn't deal with it. It was too dry. It dried out my esophagus was dry, so it's got the distilled water in there, so I have to use that. Maybe because I don't get my stop sleeping. I stop breathing 37 times in an hour. That's what they said. That is not good. It is not good. I got to do better as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And here's a request for listener Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat. Now, the lead singer of this group previously sang lead with the Larks, but after he left the Larks, he formed another group, and he decided to call them the Serenaders. Now, this group would do a session for High Weiss's label. This is Wiz Records, I guess a division of Paradise Records, if you want to consider it. And the song dates back to 1928 by Henry Thies and his Hotel Sittin' Orchestra, with Don Dewey on the vocals, way back in 1928, standard here. But this is from March 57. Gene Mumford and the Serenaders on the Wiz label, going out to Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat room. It's called When You're Smiling.
When you're smiling, yes, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. Yes, when you're laughing, when you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you cry, yes, you bring on the rain. So stop your sighing. Yes, be happy, happy again. Keep on smiling. 'Cause when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. 'Cause when you crying, you bring on rain. So stop your sighing. Yes, be happy, happy again. Keep on smiling. 'Cause when you're smiling, and then the whole world smiles with you.
As going out to Gordy Freeman in our YouTube chat. That's not an easy record to find, folks. I will tell you that much. March 1957, Gene Mumford and the Serenaders on the Whiz record label, When You're Smiling. Hopefully, Johnny G keeping you smiling here on a Saturday evening. Thank you all for tuning into the program, all of you in the chat room there, making this a successful show as we continue here in 1957. This is a request for Mike Sape in Connecticut. Wants to send this one out to Lenny G and Rob in our YouTube chat room. This group from Nashville, Tennessee, and they all attended Fish, F-I-S-H University back in 1955. Their debut single came out on Sam Phillips' Sun record label. They were called the Five Tinos at that time. Then they recorded for the Hypo record label as the Esquires, Only the Angels Know. I've seen a copy of that record. Yes, I have, but I don't own a copy of that record, unfortunately. I'll take a 78, I would, but that is a hard record. But in 1957, they signed with Foster Johnson's dub label at a Little Rock, Arkansas for this song, first issued in November of 1957. It was a longer version and recorded, pressed kind of crappy. The grooves very tight together. The fidelity is not as good, but I think they changed the speed with the re-release in May of 1958, because the second release goes for 2 minutes and 31 seconds, and that's the one I'm featuring. But the first release was 3 minutes and 2 seconds. I think they sped it up on this one, maybe, but I'm featuring the May 58 release for the Tinos. The Tinos on the dub label, by request for Connecticut listener Mike Sape, going out to Rob B in our chat room and Lenny G in our chat room. It's called Love Only One.
Let one be me. You must love me, darling. Love only one. Oh, I've done my best, try to treat you right, but you just don't know what love is like. Darling, love only one. Every night, oh yes, right in my dream, and here that I'm holding you tight. You with all of my let the one be me. Darling, I know you must love me. Darling, love only one. Every night I sing, oh yes, working in my dream, and dear that I'm holding you tight. You with all of my let one be me. Darling, I know you must love me. Darling, love only one.
Actually, I see they even cut that out a little bit because they made it shorter too. I think that's what they did. Anyway, there you go. Those are the Tinos. Originally came out in November of 57, re-released in May of 58. That's the copy I played, Love Only One, on Foster Johnson's Dub record label. That's by request for Connecticut listener Mike Sape, going out to Rob and Lenny in our YouTube chat room. As we continue here on the all 50s and early 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. One more in 1957. This is a request for listener Edmund Williams. We go back to George Goldner's G record label for this group. Some of the members of this group included Leon Briggs, who sang with the Velvets, and Carl Hogan. Carl Hogan was a member of the Valentines, also a member of the Miracles, that recorded for the Fury label, and Donald Razor, who wrote this song, and he sang with the Velvets on Red Robin and also the Valentines. And the lead singer on this, his name is Johnny Blake, and he wants to send this one out to all the YouTube chatters. January 57, Johnny Blake and the Clippers, although I think they're just known as the Clippers on this side. The flip side, Bella Marie, is Johnny Blake, or he gets top billing, but not on the flip, but he is on lead. The song is called I'm Yours, the Clippers, for Edmund.
I'm yours for a lifetime, yours for eternity. I'm yours forever. I'm yours for eternity. Our love is everlasting. It is here to stay. I'm making this promise. I'll be true in every way. I love you, oh yes, my darling, darling. It's so glad to see that everything will be okay if you will make that day. I'm yours for a lifetime, yours for eternity. I'm yours forever. I'm yours for eternity. I'm yours for a lifetime, yours for eternity. I'm yours forever. I'm yours for
Those are the Clippers there, going out to Edmund Williams, January 57. I'm Yours is the name of that one. George Goldner's G record label. Lots of G45's tonight as we continue here on Vinyl Treasures. Here's a flip side from a couple weeks ago. Played a request for listener Bob Hannis on the September 3rd, 2023 show. A song called Why Go On Pretending by a group called the Haven Knights, a.k.a. previously recorded as the Four Haven Knights. And a listener, Emnon, requested the flip side, this group out of New Haven, Connecticut. It's on Thomas Robinson's Atlas record label. And let's see. They It features Leroy Gomez on lead. We go to July of 1958. We move into the 1958 block here for the Haven Knights by request for Emnon. It's called Just to Be in Love. This is on Atlas. Leroy Gomez on lead. The sound of the Haven Knights here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, a.k.a. the Four Haven Knights. They added another group member. They had to drop the 4. They didn't change it to 5. No, they did not. But there you go. That's for listener Emnon there. And those... lost my place. There you go. The Haven Knights from July 58. Just to Be in Love. Yes, on the Atlas record label for Emnon. And let's stay in 1958 for this icon of a group. It's a request for listener Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room. We go to Newport News, Virginia. Their early recordings issued on the Aladdin record label, and they became more polished and maybe even a little bit more popish when they recorded for Capitol Records, but they had hits, national hits, and a lot of records too on Capitol. Joe requested their 17th release on the Capitol label. This is with Sid Feller and the orchestra. It features the great Rudy West on lead. We go to March of 58 for the sound of the 5 Keys. The 5 Keys on the Capitol label. This is for Joe Shacatano. It's called With All My Love.
With all my love, I give to you this rose, and with it my heart goes to. If we should part, why heaven only knows, my darling, what I would do. It seems as though my finding you was meant stand. I'm yours, dear, to command forever with all my love.
That's the great sound of the Five Keys by request for Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room. The Rudy West and the Five Keys, March 1958 release. That's their 17th on the Capitol record label with All My Love is the name of the tune. We got a couple more in 1958. This next singer out of New York, first recorded for Baton Records back in 1956, but this is a request for Connecticut listener Mike Sape. He wants to send it out to UK listener Indrajit Advani. He had two releases after Baton, had two releases on the Decca label. This is his first, written by Lou Stallman and Joe Shapiro, and it's with Marty Wilson and the orchestra. I think there are girls backing him up on this, if I'm not mistaken, but it came out in February of 58. Let's give a listen to Frankie Tucker. Frankie Tucker on the Decca label from Mike Sape, sending it out to Indrajit Advani. It's called Fools Will Be Fools.
For a heaven above, they're blind when they're all for true love. And I am one of those fools.
One of those fools.
Fools will be fools. They kiss and they try to compare, till lips they want kiss on there. And I am one of those fools. Play with your loving heart. I thought I could always return, but now all I do is yearn. Fools will be fools, but now I know one thing that's true. I'm still just a fool over you. I hope someday you'll be a fool over me. I tried to I played with your loving heart. I thought I could always return, but now all I do is yearn. Fools will be fools, but now I know one thing that's true. I'm still just a fool over you. I hope someday you'll be a fool over me. I hope someday you'll be a fool over me.
That's Frankie Tucker. Frankie Tucker on the Decca label. That's his first of two. From February 58, Fools Will Be Fools, requested by Mike Sape in Connecticut, sending it out to UK listener Indrajit Advani. Let's continue here. We have one more in 1958. This is a request for listener Jimmy Amato in our YouTube chat room. This group out of Brooklyn, New York. This is on Billy Muir's Shell label, and he also produced and arranged it, and he's also on the guitar. And this is the ballad side, I should say, is a song called Ankle Bracelet. Now, Jimmy requested the jump side. This charted number 9 on KDKA in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We go to November of 1958. Let's give a listen to the Pyramids. The Pyramids on the Shell label. It's called Hot Dog Dooley Wah. This is for Jimmy Amato.
My baby is the best cook in this whole wide world.
Hot dog, dooley wah, let me be. Hot dog, dooley wah, let me be. Shoestring macaroni, sago beans. That's why, darling, I love you so. Hot dog, dooley wah, let me be. Shoestring macaroni, sago beans. That's why, darling, I love you so.
There you go. The sound of the Pyramids going out to Jimmy Amato in our YouTube chat room there. That's Hot Dog Dooley Wah. I don't know. Hot dogs have a lot of salt in it. It's not good for people that have high blood pressure. That is for sure. Tell my mother that all the time. But that's a cool song, though. There you go. The Pyramids. Well, I lost my place. Yes, I did. I lost my play. There you go. November 1958. That's on the Shell label. Hot Dog Dooley Wah. For you collectors out there, the true first press is that gray, that grayish label with the two shells on it. If you have that like styrene, what is it? Gold? No, kind of like a greenish gold color with white. I think that's a styrene press that was pressed in 1961, but originally came out in November of 58. Let's oh wait, I messed up here. Oh wait, that is Kenneth Tibbs, 1915. Yes, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasures Show. This is a request for listener Butch Ford, listening in the state of Hawaii, for this singer from Columbus, Ohio. His real name is Kenneth Grayson, but he recorded as Kenneth Tibbs. Now, in 1956, he recorded with his brother Andrew as the Tibbs Brothers, with a release on the Atco record label. But then this is a solo effort by Kenneth Tibbs with an uncredited vocal group from August of 1958. This is going out to Butch Ford. He was in our YouTube chat room. Maybe he still is. Kenneth Tibbs on the Federal label. It's called Darling, I Want Your Love.
Lonely feeling is more than I can bear.
More than I can bear.
Darling, I I do. I get so happy each time I see you. Give me your love, and I'll be true.
Darling, I'll be true.
Darling, I want your love, need you, yeah, I do. Only you can fill my heart with ecstasy, my dear. Heaven knows I love you so much. That's why I want you near. So won't you hold me in your loving arms, darling. I want your love, need you, yeah, I do.
As going out to listener Butch Ford in our YouTube chat room, that's the sound of Kenneth Tibbs. Kenneth Tibbs from August 1958 on Sid Nathan's Federal record label. Darling, I Want Your Love is the name of the tune. Johnny G getting discombobulated here with putting these out of order. Charlene is going to yell at me. She is. But let's move into 1959 now with this request for listener Kenny Mack. Now, the first time I heard this song was on the Gus Gossard Show sometime in the early 1970s. This group out of the Bronx, New York, and I guess the first Puerto Rican vocal group to appear on any national chart, because this charted number 84 on Cashbox, number 78 on Billboard, a big number 19 record on WMGM, which was here in New York City, and it's the debut single for this group. They were called the Eternals. The Eternals is from April 59. It features Charlie Girona on lead. This is going out to Kenny Mack. The Eternals on Hollywood Records. It's called Rockin' in the Jungle.
Boom, 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 dancing everywhere, all over the world, even in the jungle, rocking is the word. Boom, 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 ding, ding, dong, ooh, ding, ding, dong, ooh, ding, ding, dong,
everyone is dancing, yes and gay. Cheetah Boy and Tarzan, even Jane, swinging from the trees with a jungle harmony, rocking till the morning with his bass beat. Ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. There comes boy singing a song, and Cheetah listening says it's kinda slow. Cheetah turns and says, hey boy,
Give me rocky stuff, man, that kinda makes me go.
they all dance together, rocking through the night.
Ding, ding, dong,
That's the sound of the Eternals. The Eternals going out to Kenny Mack there. Their debut single from April '59, Rockin' in the Jungle. Charlie Girona, the lead singer on that. That's on the Hollywood record label. For you collectors out there, the first press is on the white label Hollywood. A big record that Gus Gossett used to play all the time. Was on my want list way back when. I had a trashed copy of it. Ended up finding a nice copy eventually. Didn't really pay a lot of money for it. I did, but I like that silly record. Yes, I do. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. Let's go to this request for Butch Ford in our YouTube chat room. Now, although this side is credited to a female singer, her name, Johnny Mae Matthews. This is her label. This is Northern Records out of Detroit, Michigan. But she does the flip side. She does the lead on it. It's called Mr. Fine, and she's backed up by a group called the Daps. Now, the flip side that Butch requested is a male lead, even though he like gets credit over to the right side, and his name is Chet Oliver. Now, Chet Oliver, he had an earlier release on Devorah Brown's Fortune Records. Fortune Records, a song called Cool as a Cucumber that I'm looking for. There was one on eBay that I ended up losing out on, unfortunately. But I won this song maybe a couple years ago in a Don Folletti auction. He had this listed. I didn't have it. I have another one by her. Her name is Johnny. Well, it's not really Johnny Mae Matthews. She is on the flip side, but Chet Oliver is on this, being backed up by the Daps. 1959 on Northern Records. The song is called Someday. This is for Butch.
So bad, but one day you're going to find it that my love was all you ever had. Someday you're going to care for me. One day you're going to want me. And I know you'll come to me someday. I won't tell the world just what you've done to me. No, I won't read a word. I won't faithful you were to me. Oh, but I'll forgive your every wrong. Now I've forgiven you this very home and babe, my dear, you'll never wrong. Come on, come on, come on.
As going out to Butch Ford in our YouTube chat room there. That's the sound of As I Lost My Place. Chet Oliver there with the Daps, although it says Johnny May Matthews and the Daps. 1959, that's on the Northern label. She owned that label. Johnny May Matthews. Someday is the name of the tune. Someday, Johnny G will find all the records I crave for. I don't know about that. As it gets harder and harder to find some of these records there. They are in probably collections of other people, unfortunately, that have passed away and when they become available, though. But there are some there. You might be lucky and find some out in the wild if you have the time to look. I definitely don't. But I just bought a car, so my finances are a little bit low at this time. And I paid cash for it, too. I did. But let's continue. And I'm having trouble with selling the LaCrosse. So I got to find I'm not dealing with Carvana anymore. You know, they backed out on the deal. So I'm going to try a couple others here to see. I was talking to the mechanic here, and he told me to do that. I just got to give him the list of what's wrong with the car. So wish me luck, folks. Let's continue now. We are in 1959. And back to the Bronx we go for this next request. It's for listener Mnon. This group's debut single came out on the Acme label. I featured an Acme record earlier in the program by the Tempo Tones. But in December of 57, they had a song called Franny Franny, and had some pretty cool tunes during their career on labels like Mr. Peacock, Madison, Marco, and this label, Record Records, and this is their third of four on the Record record label. It features Antonio Aiello on lead from January 59. Here are Nino and the Ebb Tides going out to Mnon. It's called Tell the World I Do.
Love you, love you, love you, tell the world I do. Love you, love you, love you, tell the world I do.
Why I love you, tell the world I do. I miss the loving that we once knew. Why I love you, won't you say you love me too? Oh, when I close my eyes, dear, all at once I see your heavenly figure press so close to me. Why I love you, won't you say you love me too?
January 59 release there for Nino and the Ebb Tides. That's Nino Aiello on lead. Tell the World I Do. That one there on the Record record label by request for listener Mnon. I don't have that Christmas 45 that they do, which is a pretty rare record. I know Greg Surik had it. He showed me the record one time. We used to come over here quite a bit for a while there, and then Spence Wooten was supplying me with a lot of records every week, and then Greg came back into the picture Stitcher there for a little bit, but actually I missed both of them. It's like I still can't believe that they're gone, but really. But anyway, we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and here is a request from my number one California listener, Matey Campboy, and you all know this singer from born in Barnwell, South Carolina, had at least 50 top 10 R&B hits during his career. He signed with Sid Nathan's Federal label back in 1956. He had 19 releases on the Federal label between 1956 and 1960 before he switched over to the King subsidiary. And Matey requested his 13th on Federal. This charted number 27 on KWBR in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Let's go to April of 1959 for James Brown with the Famous Flames. On Federal Records, this is for Matey. It's called It Hurts to Tell You.
I love you so much. It hurts to tell you. I love you so much. It hurts to tell you. Want you to know, oh, I need you so bad, and it's driving me so mad. I need you so bad, and it's driving me so mad. Want you to know, oh, you don't love me, see it on your face. I know someone has taken my place. I love you so much. It hurts to tell you. I love you so much. It hurts to tell you. I want you to love. Oh, 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 want you to love.
As by request for listener Matey Campboy in California, there the sound of James Brown with the Famous Flames. That's his 13th release on the Federal record label from April 59. It Hurts to Tell You is the name of the tune. It was unfortunate that we lost James Brown on December 25th of 2006. He was 73 years old. He died from congestive heart failure, but we remember him here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Let's move into 1960 now. As I added this one to the mix, this group is out of Cleveland, Ohio, although it's on a Philadelphia label called Patty Joe. The song written by the lead singer, his name is Claude Robinson. He has some releases on the studio label that I do have in my collection. But this is from July of 1960, not an easy record to find. He was the lead singer of The Creations. The Creations, it's on Patty Joe Records. It's called You'll Always Be Mine.
Oh my God, you stole my heart.
You stole my heart.
Stole my heart.
When you spoke to me of love, you stole my soul. When you held me oh so close, and you'll always,
Always, always, always.
you could always have my heart. You warm my soul when you kiss me tenderly. You won my soul, and I want the world to see that I'll never, I could never break your heart. Now birds of a feather fly together, and you'll always find lovers in a pair. And the birds, oh, how they sung, and we were all so young. Then we held hands so tenderly, but the summer's almost gone,
Almost gone. Wow, wow.
and the winter's coming on,
Coming on.
and your heart is no longer gay, and your hair is streaked with gray. You can all have my heart, and you'll always,
Always, always, always. Always, always, always. Always.
July 1960 release there for The Creations. The Creations there with Claude Robinson on lead, as he has some solo efforts with groups behind him on the studio label. That's on the Patty Joe label out of Philadelphia. They're out of Cleveland, Ohio. You'll Always Be Mine. Not an easy record to find. I had a duplicate of that record that Spence got me good money for. I'm not going to say that this was not cheap to buy, but it was so much better shape than my other release. But I was happy that he brought that over to me. But let's stay in 1960. Let's go back to Los Angeles, California. This is a request for listener Kenny Mack. This group formed while they were attending Fremont High School in Los Angeles, California. First recording as The Miracles on the Cash label back in 1955, but then they signed with Bob Ross's Ardell record label, first backing up a gal by the name of Patty Ross. I guess that's the daughter. That's his daughter, I think. But they would record their signature song in October of 1956, a song I know many of you know. It was called The Way You Look Tonight. But they left Ardell in 1957 and to record for Ebb and Original Sound and other labels. But I guess when they were recording back in the early 1960s, Ardell decided to re-release one of their sides. Not only did he release The Way You Look Tonight on Baronet Records, he released this old master that the group recorded in 1956, but he released it in July of 1960 on the Ardell record label. And This one dates back to 1927, a song done originally by the Blue Steel Orchestra, but this charted number 42 on WABC here in New York City. This is from July of 1960. Let's give a listen to the Jaguars. The Jaguars on Ardell Records. This is for Kenny Mack. It's called Girl of My Dreams.
Girl of my dreams, I love you. Honest, I do. You are so sweet. If I could just hold your charm again in my arms, then life would be complete. Since you've been gone, life just don't seem safe. Please, come back again. And after all said and done, there's only one girl of my dreams, girl of my dreams, girl of my dreams, it's you.
As going out to Kenny Mack there, the sound of the Jaguars, recorded in 1956, released in July of 1960. It's on the Ardell record label. Girl of My Dreams is the name of the tune. And, wait, I messed up here. We got to go now. Why am I going to 59 now? Is messed up here. I totally messed up. But let's go to Brooklyn, New York with this request from Mike Sape. He wants to send this one out to your host, DJ Johnny G, and also to all you chatters in the YouTube chat room. As this group had 6 releases on the Laurie label, you know their biggest hit was their debut single on Laurie Records, a song called Hushabye. But they followed it up with this song that features Phil Krakow. I can never say his name right. Krakolici, Phil Krakolici on lead, and the tune written by Beverly Ross and Jeff Barry. This charted number 22 on KWOS in Jefferson City, Missouri. It's from August of 1959. Let's give a listen to the Mystics on the Laurie record label. By request for Mike Sape, going out to your host Johnny G and all you chatters. It's called So Tenderly.
I want to hold you oh so tenderly, tenderly. I want to kiss you oh so tenderly.
That's the sound of the Mystics on the Laurie record label. That's by request for Connecticut listener Mike Sabe, going out to all the chatters in the YouTube chat room, and also your host, DJ Johnny G. August 59. So Tenderly is the name of the tune, as I mentioned, on the Laurie record label. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures, and we are in 1960 here, as this group is out of Los Angeles, California. First recorded, I think, for Spin It Records, and also for Vega Records, I think, first, and also on Spin It Records. The group included Elroy Coleman, Raymond Durden, Moses Walker, and lead singer Henry Houston. They were known as the Raindrops, as this tune is actually, Charlene, this is a cover song. This song was first recorded on the Chevron label by a group called The Sliders. They did it first. That was a record. Remember I mentioned I picked up that record by the on Acme for 15 cents. Well, I picked up that Chevron record with it, a song called Love is Like a Mountain. Let's give a listen to this version by the Raindrops here. Henry Houston on lead. We'll send it out to listener Josue Perez. June 1960, the Raindrops on the Dore label. This first came out on Corsair Records. The Corsair label had this first, and then Dore picked it up, probably released around the same time. The Raindrops with their version of the tune, Love is Like a Mountain.
Love is like a mountain reaching to the sky. I must climb that mountain until the day I die. Whoa, love is like a river flowing to the sea. I must swim that river until eternity. Let it snow on the mountain, let it rain on the river too. Let the wind try to hold me back. I'll make my way to you. You know love is like the heavens stretching endlessly. I will reach those heavens when you are here with me.
That's Henry Houston and the Raindrops there. We'll send that one out to Josue Perez in California there, June 1960, the Raindrops on the Dore record label. First on Corsair Records, which is really hard, then on Dore, Love is Like a Mountain, first done by a group called The Sliders. And let's stay a couple more in the year 1960. This is the debut single for this next group. This group managed by Artie Ripp, who co-wrote this song. They are out of Flushing, New York, and they had 3 releases on George Goldner's Gold Disc record label, and this is their debut single and their biggest hit. And It features Neil Stevens on lead. This is a request for listener Mnon. This charted number 29 on Billboard, 38 on Cashbox, a big number one record on KUDU in Ventura, California. And this is a vinyl press. I hate styrene 45s. Yes, I do. But this is a West Coast press, pressed at the Delta pressing plant, so it's a nice hard vinyl copy. That's how I like it. January 1960. Let's give a listen to Neil Stevens and the Temptations. It's on the Gold Disc record label. This is for Mnon. It's called Barbara.
Barbara, 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 my love.
If Barbara were an angel, I pray she'd watch over me. If Barbara were a queen, her servant I would be. If Barbara would be mine and wear my high school ring, then I'd climb the highest mountain, do just anything. If Barbara were the winter chill, I'd stand out in the cold. If Barbara were a tree, her branches I would hold. If Barbara would love me and say that she'd be mine, I'd swim the deepest ocean, stop the hands of time. Barbara, please say
that you're in love with me.
Don't let me lead
this life of misery.
Whoa, let me kiss your tender lips and know your secret charms, and let me know what real love is and hold you in my arms. And if this love I pray for, should it all come true, then with all my heart, dear, I'd love no one but you. I'll hold you in my arms for now and evermore, and we will walk together through love's sacred door. Barbara, Barbara, my love. Barbara, 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 my love.
That's the debut single for Neil Stevens and the Temptations. They're their first of three on the Gold Disc record label. That's one of the last labels that George Goldner was able to hold on to. He created it. I mean, the mob took all his other labels, unfortunately, but that one there he created January 1960. Barbara, going out to Mnon. As we continue in 1960, here's a request for listener Paul Michelle as we go to Detroit, Michigan for this group. This is their only release that came out on a label called Cougar Records, and I think both sides of this 45 are pretty good. And Paul requested the intended A-side, tune written by the lead singer of the group. His name is Tony Johnson, and Greg Surik sold me this record many moons ago. I think he charged me $200 for this record. It's a nice copy too, from 1960. Let's give a listen to the Marveliers. The Marveliers on the Cougar label, going out to listener Paul Michelle. It's one word. The song is called Down.
Down, 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 oh baby, down, 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 oh baby, down, 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 oh baby, down, down, down. I am down,
I'm on my knees. I'm begging your sympathy. If you love me as I love you, please come back to me. I'll be true. The sound of your voice, the touch of your hand, make me your slave, yeah. At your command, I am down on my knees. Darling, I'm not blaming you, but only myself. Dear, I was so wrong when I thought that you wanted someone else. And now that you're so far away, I realize how much I care. And I hope someday you'll hear my prayer. Oh, my love, you were kind and good to me. I was blind, yeah. I couldn't see. I feel so bad after what I've done. I know now, my love, I was wrong. Oh, my love, it's been so long. I hope my prayer, yeah, will bring you home. For I'm down on my knees. Down on my knees.
There you go, by request for Paul Michel. A nice record there by the Marveliers. Came out in 1960 on the Cougar label. They're out of Detroit, Michigan. Song entitled Down, that the lead singer there, Tony Johnson, would become a lead singer of another group called the Magnetics. The Magnetics that recorded for the All Right record label a song called Where Are You? That is another good tune that he does with the Magnetics. Johnny G here on a Saturday. If you're new to the program, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, if you like what I'm doing, I hope you would give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that if you do, as the show continues to grow in leaps and bounds. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to finish early, folks. We're not going to be finishing very late here. We are already moving into 1961. This is a flip side from last week. Young listener Evan Blatt requested the Court Jesters on Vinnie Catalano's Blast record label, The Trial of My Love, which is an excellent ballad. Now, the flip side was a big Gus Gossard favorite, because I heard this song on his show back in the early 1970s. I have no information on this group. I think they're out of New York City, dealing with Vinnie Catalano's Blast record label. But maybe Daryl, did you request this record? I don't know, Daryl or Darren maybe, because Darren likes these kind of tunes, right, Darren, a.k.a. Record Hound? 1961, these are the Court Jesters on the Blast label. How many songs do you know about insects? I don't think I can do a whole show about that, but this would be, if I did, this would probably be top on the list. The song is called Roaches.
Don't leave your food on the table.
Why, honey, why?
Because of those roaches. Oh, crawling up your floor. Roaches. Oh, crawling in and out your door. Roaches. Oh, eat your food and want more. Roaches. Oh, crawling up your wall. Roaches. Oh, crawling up and down the hall. Roaches. Oh, eat your food and that ain't all. Don't you leave your food on the table. Why, it's because of those crawling bugs. Roses.
There you go. That's going out to listener Daryl Letts in our YouTube chat room. I thought he requested that. I asked Charlene. I said, Charlene, did anybody request this? I thought Daryl maybe. So somebody did in the chat room, but she said no. Well, there he says he did. 1961, the Corchesters on the Blast record label. Roaches is the name of the tune for you collectors out there. The first press is on the Styrene record label. I hate Styrene. I do. You know that. Let's stay in 1961. We go back up to Detroit, Michigan with this request for Adrian Viterbo. Finally found this record for you, Adrian. This is on Devorah Brown's High Q record label. For this group, it's their only release. They were known as the Creators. Now, I own the second press of this. It's easy to tell because the first press does not have the silver line across the label and doesn't mention that it was from a 1960. Well, I know the LP. It doesn't mention that it came out on an LP, which was released in 61, called Fortune's Treasure Chest of Musty Dusties Volume 2, because it did come out on that LP, and then they put it out again, and so it's considered really a second pressing. And but it's a great record. It's 1961. This is going out to listener Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico. These are the Creators on High Q. It's called Wear My Ring for Adrian.
Please wear my ring around your finger. Know that that you were meant for me. Around your finger. Know that that you were meant for me. When you wear my ring, the stars shine so bright. So
As by request for Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico. He is in our YouTube chat room. They're called the Creators, but I think they're the Del Teens that did Listen to the Rain. I do. 1961, that's on the High Q record label. That's a subsidiary of Fortune Records. Wear My Ring. I should have checked that Fortune book. I will check that after the show. But let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures, and we go back with this group from Pittston, Pennsylvania, and it's a request for listener Paul Michael. He was the voice of Dickie Doo and the Don'ts, and he had a hit back in 1958 on the Sunbeam label. I'm sure, Lenny, you bought that 45 when it came out, called No Chemise Please. But here he is with a cover tune originally done by Norman Fox and the Rob Roys, and there is some controversy on who was really backing him up. Was it the Five Satins or was it the Belmonts? Well, and I thought possibly it might have been the Wildwoods that also recorded for the Caprice record label. Well, actually, it's a combination of those groups, as who really was in the studio at the time, and this was one of the and was verified by one of the musicians that played on the session, that it included Fred Paris, Wes Forbes, and Lou Peoples. They were members of the Wildwoods, and also in the studio was Freddie Milano of the Belmonts, who I think you can hear at the end of the song, so I think that is the case. And this song, again, being sung by Jerry Granahan, who was co-owner of this label, Caprice Records, out of New York City. This charted number 61 on WAAT in Trenton, New Jersey. Let's go to July of 61. For Jerry Granahan on the Caprice record label, by request for Paul Michel, and his rendition of the Norman Fox and the Rob Roys tune, Dance, Girl, Dance, for Paul.
Dance, girl, dance, girl, dance, girl, dance, girl, dance, girl, dance. And while you're dancing, while I'm dancing to romance, other boys are looking at you, staring in a trance. Go on and dance, girl, dance. Dance, girl, dance. And I'll swing, girl, swing. Are you swinging thing you when you starting to swing? Now you find yourself a guy and the wedding bells will ring. Go on and swing, girl, swing. My heart is like a symphony, its melody is haunting me. I hear a sound, I turn around, and then your feet go off the ground. My heart just sits in splendor. I like love songs sweet and tender. Hey little girl, don't you know, never gonna let you go. Why, girl, why? Can't you believe that every star that in the sky is just a portion of the tears that fill my eye? Oh, when you dance, girl, dance. When my heart is like a symphony, its melody is haunting me. I hear a sound, I turn around, and then your feet go off the ground. My heart just sits in splendor. I like love songs sweet and tender. Hey little girl, don't you know I'm never gonna let you go? Why, girl, why? Can't you believe that every star that fills the sky is just a portion of the tears that fill my eye? Oh, when you dance, girl, dance. Dance, girl, dance. Come on and dance, girl,
See, that's Freddie Milano at the end of the song there, but really the other part of the Wildwoods also backing him up. 3 members of the Wildwoods that recorded on this when the Swallows come back to Capistrano, which is a cool tune that they do. But that's Jerry Granahan there, going out to listener Paul Michel, July 61 on the Caprice record label, their rendition of the tune Dance, Girl, Dance. Let's move into 1962 now, and I received an email from listener Bob Cruz, tuned into the program, listening in the state of Maryland, and he asked me about, he said he heard a song on one of the one of the show, well, it wasn't a show, it was like an automation thing where they played a song with crying in the background. And he asked me, and we're going to listen to that song that he heard, but he asked me if I knew any others, and two of them came to mind that I'll be playing a little later as we continue here. Not that many records left, by the way. But he heard this song, this group out of, this group out of Chicago, Illinois. They had this lone release on the Finer Arts label, which is a label out of Los Angeles, California. This tune written by Ronald Stewart and Daryl Millard. And it's from November of '62. Let's give a listen to the Fabulous Enchanters. The Fabulous Enchanters, it's on the Finer Arts label. It's a question. It's called Why Are You Crying? We'll send this one out to Bob Cruz in Maryland.
Why is she crying? Why is she crying? Why is she crying? Why is she crying? Why are you crying? Well, you know I love you so, darling, I'll never let you go. Darling, please stay. You'll be mine alone. Your tears falling like the rain. You know I'll never hurt you again. Darling, please say I don't want to lose you, darling. Well, you know I love you so. Yes, I hope you never let me go, darling. Yes, my love, I say yes, I'll be yours alone. Won't you come home? Yes, darling, I'm coming and forget. Yes, I'll try to forgive and forget. I care for you too, darling. Yes, I'll say yes, darling, I'll say I'll be yours alone. Because, see, I'm coming home.
Stop your crying, my darling.
Yes, I'll try to stop my crying.
Please, stop your crying, my darling.
There you go. And there would be, as Rob says, no crying on the Johnny G Vinyl Treasure Show. Wake that girl up. There you go. The Fabulous Enchanters there. That's going out to listener Bob Cruz, November 1962 release on the Finer Arts record label. Why are you crying now? Stop it. Stop this crying. Johnny G not crying. Well, I was crying almost a year ago. I will tell you that much. But anyway, let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in 1962. Here's a request from my number one California listener, Matey Campboy. Now, this singer was the lead singer, or previously sang lead with a group called The Plants. They had two singles, or actually I should say on their first two singles on Zell Sanders' JNS record label. This singer out of New York, I'm sorry. This label is out of New York, but this group, the Plants, I should say, they were originally out of Baltimore, Maryland, and he wasn't doing lead on the third release. What was it called? I've Searched the Seven Seas. That is a totally different Plants group. But for the first two singles, this singer was the lead of the Plants. And then he had this effort in 1962 on the Les K record label. It's a song he wrote. This group called the Unisons were backing him up. The Unisons were really Sonny Hatchet and the Dukes. And that was the name of that group, but on this release, they're called the Unisons. And Greg sold me this record. I forget what I paid, something like maybe $100 for the 45, but it's not that easy to find. 1962, going out to Matey Campboy, George Jackson with the Unisons. On the Les K record label, it's called Watching the Rainbow. This is for Matey.
I'm hoping and praying that you come on home to me. Until then, I'll be watching, watching the rainbow, watching the sea, till my love comes back to me. Please come on home, 'cause it's white cold, 'cause it's white cold, cold, white cold skies. I want you near, so near. I love you so. Each night has a heart go to sleep. Tears from my pillow, I'm weak, and I will wait for the day that I'll hear you say that I'm the one boy for you. Until then, I'll keep on watching. I'm just watching the Milky Way, watching everywhere, till my love comes back to me. Please, until then, I'll be watching. I'll be watching the rainbow.
As going out to listener Matey Campboy there, the sound of George Jackson with the Unisons, 1962 release. That's on the Les K record label out of New York City, Watching the Rainbow. Now, he would have later releases, Soul Records, that I have played on my Wednesday night soul show on Double R, also Cameo Records, and also the Mercury record label. Let's stay in 1962 with this request for listener Adrian Viterbo, listening in Mexico. This group is out of Philadelphia, but they recorded on this label out of Baltimore, Maryland. It's called Chesapeake, and they're known as Tony and the Raindrops. Now, Tony is really Tony Accione, or Accione, I should say. And this is going out to listener Adrian, 1962. Tony and the Raindrops on Chesapeake Records. It's called Our Love is Forever. This is for Adrian.
Our
Darling, I love you. Darling, I miss you. May I stay? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
As going out to listener Adrian Viterbo in our YouTube chat room. That's Tony and the Raindrops. Tony and the Raindrops, 1962. It's on Chesapeake Records. Our Love Is Over is the name of the tune. They followed this up with a release on the Crosley label, and which I have. That is another rare 45, but I do have that one. And Tony would change his name to Tony Devon with releases on Jubilee and later on Polydor and Red Lion, I think into the 1970s. And then he was also an actor. It was unfortunate that he passed away on February 26th of 2022 at the age of 78. But he was the lead of Tony and the Raindrops. Let's move into 1963 now. I'll send this one out to Bob Cruz in Maryland. He asked me if I knew of another crying song. Well, I think this can be considered another crying song. This group out of the Bronx, New York, first recorded for Irving Spice Mohawk label back in 1960. I think in 61. Recorded for Laurie Records. Then they did two on Jack Covia's Tin Pan Alley Records out of New York City. This is their first with Joe Macaluso on lead. This charted number 37 on WORC in Worcester, Massachusetts, if you were tuned in. And I think this is a crying song, or could be considered one. Bob, you let me know what you think. It's June 63. These are the Deans on Tin Pan Alley, and it's called Don't Let Her Cry Tonight.
Yes?
Can Joni please come out tonight?
No, I'm sorry, she can't.
Daddy, please, let me go out tonight.
No, you're not going out, and that's final.
Don't let her cry. Don't let her cry. Don't let her cry tonight. Oh, why can't they say how wrong it will be to keep us so far apart? Oh, why can't they feel that this love is real? Oh, why must they break her heart? They will just let her moan at home all alone. Oh, why let her cry tonight? They just don't seem to care. Do you think it's fair? Don't let her cry tonight, tonight.
Don't you know I love her? Don't you think I care? Do you really want to make her cry? Do you think you're being fair? If you could only hear our prayers, feel those tears that make us blue, then I know you would understand. You know our love is true.
They will just let her moan at home all alone. Oh, why let her cry tonight? Won't you please let her go? For I love her so. Oh, don't let her cry tonight, tonight. Don't let her cry.
Daddy, please.
Don't let her
Daddy.
cry. Don't let her cry tonight. No, no, don't let her cry. Don't let
So Bob Cruz, what do you think about that? You think that qualifies as a crying record? I think who said that? Lenny does, or Rob says it does. Anyway, there you go. That's the Deans there from June 1963 on the Tin Pan Alley record label. Don't Let Her Cry Tonight. I forgot to welcome in the Oldies and More Radio Network here to the program, Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show. We began at 9 p.m. Eastern Time live on YouTube, and we joined Oldies and More Radio at midnight. So we want to welcome in that crowd here tuned into the program here. We don't have that many records to go, though. I have 3 more 45s to go before we are out of here. And let's go back to California with this request for listener Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room. And this group was out of Berkeley, California, first recorded as the Crescendos, along with Wanda Burt. She was the lead singer of the group on the Music City record label, but when Wanda was admitted into the hospital for emotional problems, the group continued on, but they changed their name slightly from the Crescendos to the Casual Crescendos, and they were signed to Al Banks' MRC label, and the result was this 45, and a tune written by group members Odell Alford and George Banks. And it features Anna Lois on lead as she took Wanda Burt's place in the group. It's from January 1963. Let's give a listen to the Casual Crescendos by request for Joe Shacatano in our YouTube chat room. It's on MRC Records. It's Styrene, and I've never seen this record on a stock copy. I've only seen the white promo Styrene copies. The song is called Wish That You Were Here. This is for Joe. By request for Joe Shacatano there. Cool tune by the Casual Crescendos. That's with Anna Lois on lead. January 63. That's on the MRC record label. Wish That You Were Here. And George Tompkins really liked that record. He asked me one time, he says, "You got this record?" I says, "Yeah, I do." Because he had that record. And he said, "I wish I knew you, 15 years ago. I would have sold you all my records. I wish that would have happened," because he had some great records in his collection. But anyway, that is a cool tune. I bought that at the Allentown Record Show many, many years ago from Ralph Barton, the late Ralph Barton. I made that big purchase I did from him. But anyway, 2 more 45s to go before we sign off here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And again, to answer Bob Cruz's question if I knew any other songs with crying in it, this doesn't have as much, but it does have a crying segment in it. I didn't want to play Valerie, of course, but that is a guy crying. We were talking about maybe girl crying, possibly. So that's what I was thinking of. But this gal was a member of the Janettes when they recorded for the Tough label. They had a big, big hit in '63 called Sally Go Round the Roses. But she had 3 solo efforts on Zell Sanders' Zell's label out of New York City, and this was her third, a tune written by Zell Sanders. Her real name is Ada Ray Kelly, but she recorded as Ada Crybaby Ray. There you go. And this came out in July of 1963. Ada Crybaby Ray on the Zell's record label. I'm going to send it out to listener Bob Cruz in Maryland. It's called I Cried to Be Free.
Yesterday you said goodbye to me because I cried and I pleaded. Leave what you said to me free. Set me free. Set me free. Yes, I'm free. Yes, I'm free. Left alone by you to be free. Left alone by you, darling. But it's the best way to be. Yes, it's the best way to be. 'Cause all your plans I'll never see. No, no, your plans I could never see. I'm free as the wind that blows around the bend. Free as the wind that blew my love from you. Hey, why are you sitting there crying over that boy? He's not worth it. He's not worth it in the first place. Oh, brother, you just don't know. Yes, I'm free. Left alone by you to be free. But I'm as lonesome as can be. 'Cause all your plans I'll never see. All your plans I'll never see. Darling, 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 I'm so free. Yes, darling, I'm so free. Baby, 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 I'm free.
There you go, another crying song and grainy vinyl for that matter there. That one there from July 1963, Ada Crybaby Ray on the Zell's record label, I Cried to Be Free. Maybe the Janettes backing her up on that one. Well, that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to these cool 45s. Actually, your requests, very great, excellent requests by the listeners here. And of course, many of you are collectors and you have a great ear for the music. Thank you all for that. I'm just happy to have the 45s that I can feature for you. So thank you all for that. Hope you enjoyed the show. And I will be back on Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock. It'll be a special show here with guest collector Bill Old will be spinning. I saw the playlist, and I'm going to look it over on Sunday night there, but he's going to be here from 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Eastern Time till 4, spinning some really cool gospel records. You can check out, we did a little preview there. We did it on Thursday, so it's up here. It's up on my YouTube wall. But if you missed any of the program, you can see it momentarily on YouTube. It'll be up, but the chat won't be up. It takes a while. I don't know what YouTube has been doing, but I don't know. Maybe this one will be up earlier because I'm finishing a lot earlier than normal. But if not, you can always go to vinyltreasures.net. That you can stream or download the show there. But I always have a great time when I spin these 45s for you, the listeners. And sometimes it's difficult to find them, but I got a lot of stuff in order, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier going forward to do it. But thank you all for tuning in tonight, and thank you, Charlene, again for all your help. We're going to close the show tonight with actually a song appropriate to close with, and it's a request for listener Amnon, this group out of Los Angeles, California, the Hollywood Flames, really a late one. This is on Vivian Carter's VJ record label, a tune written by the lead singer. At this time, the lead singer was John Berry. This tune produced by Artie Ripp and arranged by Al Lauber. And Amnon, I will play the flip side of this, which is more soulful. I can play that on the Wednesday night show, so that'll be a Wednesday night flip side. But this side is more of a doo-wop-y side. It's from April 63, the Hollywood Flames on VJ. It's called Letter to My Love, Good Night. And that's the closer for tonight. So thank you all for tuning in. Again, remember, don't forget about that Bill Obe special. You can go to the website now on YouTube and you can click reminder. Yeah, I think you have to have an account with YouTube to do that. But it's 1 o'clock on Monday, and it's going to be a great show. So thank you all for tuning in. I will be back next Saturday night with more of your requests, so you can email them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. But Wednesday night at 9 p.m., it'll be a soul show. Now, I will be back on that Monday show. Bill Obe will be the last Monday show I do. I'll be doing it on Thursday. At 1 o'clock, because that gives me more time to prepare. I was running into problems with preparing for the show, and especially doing these countdowns of finding the records, which I found some pretty cool surveys. So, and it's a mixture of stuff. So I got a great response from that Oakland, California station I did from 1956 or 57, but a lot of mixture of tunes there. So they're different sounds, group harmony, some R&B, some kind of jazzy stuff, and a single artist. I got to be careful for the big hits because I'm I have to do what YouTube said, what YouTube advises me. So sometimes they give me a problem. But anyway, I gotta go. I am beat. I will see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Just want to say, everybody, so long for Amnon.
Tonight we had a quarrel, and you said we were through. But I just can't say goodbye, dear, because I am still in love with you. So I'll just say, good night, my love. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my love. My love. Let's wait till tomorrow before we lose a love so fine. Maybe then you'll take your dreams, my love. But dream of me, my love. When you awake, you will see I've been good to you, 'cause I love you and I want shouldn't end a love so true. I know by that look in your eyes, forgive.